We're going to talk about ramping it up today, and I'm going to be on pages 72 and 73 of Shift. And the first thing I want to share with you is something from page 72 of Shift. Before we finish today, I'm going to share some lead generation ideas that are new and different. These are ideas that I learned about yesterday while I was attending the South Florida Mastermind in Bonita Springs, and ideas that are very different from what you've heard from me for the last 2 years. So if you're looking for something different, today is your day. Gary says on page 72, an inconsistent approach can get you leads, but it won't get you anywhere near the number of leads you'll need. The market's changed. I didn't use the word shift, but the market has changed, and you are going to need more leads today than you did 6 months ago. You're going to need more leads today than you did a year ago. How many more? A lot more. Now, the good news is that even if the market does go from more to less, we sold 6,200,000 homes in the United States in 2021. And the latest prediction from NAR, which changes almost daily, is 4,800,000 in 2022. So we're going from more to less. No worries. 4,800,000 is still a lot of homes. And whatever your goal is, there is plenty of business being done for you to go get your unfair share. But it's going to take more. More what? More leads. How many more leads? A lot more leads. All right. Gary goes on to say on page 73, dealing with business never takes precedence over finding business. We use the fact that we're busy. We've got buyers, we're showing homes, we're writing offers, we're negotiating contracts, we've got listings that we work to get out of lead generation. And how do I know you do this? Because I did this. And you have to adopt the mindset that finding new business, dealing with business, never takes precedence over finding new business. Page 73 of Shift. All right, until your number one priority is done, everything else is a distraction. Page 73 of Shift. Until your number one thing is done, everything else is a distraction. And then finally, to ensure your lead generation is always your number one priority and that it gets done daily, you must acquire the discipline of time blocking. Now, in order to time block, I really, really want you to get a paper calendar. I want you to get a calendar that looks like this. I want you to get a calendar that you can see the entire week at a glance. Matter of fact, the name of this calendar is A Week at a Glance. And I want you to get a calendar that you have the entire day so that you can so you can time block your big rocks. And one of your big rocks is lead generation. Now, how much time should you be time blocking every day? The answer is it depends. It depends on the amount of time that it takes for you to get the number of leads that you need to get in order to hit your goals, not my goals. And I'm going to recommend 3 hours. Now, how would I do that? I would start with 2 hours in the morning, and I would add an hour in the afternoon or an hour in the evening. And I would start with that. And if 3 hours is not enough, then 4 hours. If 4 hours is not enough, then 5 hours. My coach back in 2008, one of the many coaches that I had was Tony DeSala. And Tony's response to me was, John, lead generate all day. You want to get more business? Just lead generate all day. I'm like, all right, simple enough. All right. Here are 6 ways that you can find business, 6 ways of lead generating that we have not discussed before. Number 1, and this is the common theme that I heard in yesterday's mastermind, is your database is your business. Gary Keller, in Millionaire Real Estate Agent, says the size of your business will be in direct proportion to the size of your database. The size of your database will be in direct proportion to the size of your business. If you want to build a really big business, build a really big database. And Meg Dady, who was one of the agents that were on my panel, shared that when she joined Keller Williams in 2018, she attended family reunion 3 weeks later. Write that down. You need to be going to these events. Because she attended family reunion 3 weeks later in 2018, she sat in a class being taught by James Shaw and Jenny Wallach, and she heard, get super intentional with your database. Now, on the plane ride home, she was sitting next to her team leader, and her team leader asked her, what was the common theme you heard from everyone? And the answer was, your business is your database. And he said, yes. And I also heard that everybody had one thing that they really focused on. And he asked Meg, what is your one thing going to be? Now, before I share with you what her answer was, she shared a quote with us from Seth Godin that I absolutely love. And here's what Seth Godin has to say. Instead of trying to reach everyone, we should seek to reach the smallest viable audience and delight them so thoughtfully and fully that they tell others. This is marketing. And she decided her one thing was going to be events. Matter of fact, it wasn't going to be these huge events that involve 200-300 people. That's fine. You can do that. However, you can also hold micro events. An event can be something that you do with a group of friends as small as 5 people. Get a group of friends together and go play golf and turn it into an event. Meg talked about going to art galleries, having receptions at her house. She picture day with friends and family. These smaller events that are designed to create an experience for your customers that they otherwise wouldn't have. And if you will email me, this is a mofer, by the way, make offer for immediate response. If you will email John Dietz at kw.com and simply put in the email, you don't even have to put anything in you don't have to, just subject. That's all I need. And all you have to do is send me Meg Dady's, it's D-A-D-A-Y, 96 touch micro event plan, and I will copy it and send it to you. All right, social media. By the way, I'll add one more thing in here. I will send you Meg's social media plan as well. And all you have to do again is email John Dietz at kw.com and put in the subject line here. I'll make it really easy for you. Meg Dady, D-A-D-A-Y. All right. Number 3, video is huge. I want you to follow a few people who are crushing it on video. Greg Erlanger. Last name is spelled E-R-L-A-N-G-E-R. I want you to follow CC Underwood. So when I say follow, I want you to go to their page. I want you to subscribe, and I want you to start watching their videos. CC Underwood. The next person I want you to subscribe to and follow is Nick Westbrook. I have 2 more. I want you to follow Catherine Rain, R-E-I-N. And lastly, Albert Vasquez, V-A-S-Q-U-E-Z. All right, number 4, use automations. And if you want to learn a little bit more about automations, text KW to 305-614-3493. There's another mover. Text KW to 305-614-3493. And you're going to get some really cool information from Albert Vasquez. And what I want you to ask yourself is, how can I implement automations into my marketing, into my social media message, into my video message? How can I use automations in order to simplify my marketing approach in order to attract more buyers and sellers? Number 5 is micro events. I already talked to you about that. And number 6 is inventory creation day. Now, here's the idea behind inventory creation day. It's a cool name for doing a bold 100. And the idea behind this is it works better in groups. Get a group of agents together that commit to 1 day a week, or 1 day every other week, or 1 day a month, to come together as a group and lead generate from 9 to 5. You time block the entire day with a focus of this day, this 1 day this week. I've time blocked to create inventory. In other words, to go get more listings. This 1 day every other week, or start off with 1 a month. What I want you to do, though, and what I think you're going to do, is you're going to find out that you like this. You don't like actually doing this with a group of other people. You're going to like the responses that you get. You're going to like the listings that you're going to get. You're going to want to do this more often. All right, I gave you 6 lead generation strategies today. Not one of them was cold calling for sell by owners or expireds. Not one of them is going out and door knocking. And the other thing I'm going to close with, and I'm going to give you a chance to share your feedback with me, is find your passion, find your niche. Megs was small groups, and it was small groups and micro events. And I had 2 individuals on my panel. Meg was 1, 3, but I'm going to talk about 2 right now. Meg was 1 and Brittany McAllister was another. And both of them had very different approaches. Both of them are doing $30 million plus a year in real estate business. And what I want you to hear from that is, if your passion is not cold calling for sell by owners, expireds, and door knocking, then don't do that. Find what you are passionate about. What's your niche? And then go focus on that and do that. Okay, talk to me.